How's everyone doing? Today I'm going to show you my horror Blu-rays. Now this isn't all of them. I still have about 500 movies from my old place to move back over here. And I do have some movies in here in the closet which I have to go through. So there's probably a few hidden in here as well. And then right now there's the collection again. Again, not all of them, but you get an idea. And then again, there's the blockbuster bags I still have to do updates for. And there's actually a few more copies of my horror Blu-rays review copies that I haven't put up on the shelf yet. But right now, this is essentially my horror Blu-ray collection. The two shelves right there, and a few ones stacked on there. I know I have a few at my old place, so probably at least a third shelf worth right there. So, but let's go ahead and get into it. And if you've seen any of these movies, let me know what you think of them as well. But first up right here is the Crazies remake with a lenticular cover from the UK. And the Triangle, which is a very unique horror film. I really like this one, and again it's the lenticular one from the UK lenticular slipcover. Night Train Murders. And these aren't in any particular order, I just basically put them up here. Haven't organized them yet until I get all of them up here. All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. The Fly remake. The New York Ripper. The Horde. Arachnophobia. Pet Cemetery with the cool lenticular cover. Two-Headed Shark Attack. It's a pretty crappy movie actually. I might get rid of this one, might purge that one. I love the concept of it, but it doesn't really transfer over. The Nest. I mean, it has some kind of campy moments, but meh. And some decently attractive girls in there. And then TerrorVision and Video Dead double feature. I wish they would have been separate releases. I think that out of like all the horror releases recently from Scream Factory, this is like the only double feature. I'm not sure why that is. Personally, I think both TerrorVision and Video Dead have more of a fan base than a lot of their releases recently. But Mother's Day, signed up right there. That's the remake, of course. Night of Dark Shadows, which I was able to get signed as well. House of Dark Shadows, which again, I was able to get signed. Rosewood Lane, which I was able to get signed as well underneath here. See if I can, yeah, I'll go ahead and show you. There you go. This is an okay film, and it's signed on the back as well. Rose McGowan, didn't really love her in this one. I like the twist was kind of cool. The lead guy, the creepy guy right there, was pretty effective. The Collector, was able to get signed up. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, again was able to get signed as well. I like the old cover way better, the DVD cover. Babysitter Wanted, love that film, very underrated. Let the Right One In, classic, didn't need to be remade. But the remake was decent. This is the kind of a cooler slipcover version right there from Canada, I believe. 1408. Decent remake, but unnecessary. Piranha, and this was the cool slipcover edition that pops out. I'm not going to take it out right now. My Bloody Valentine, love this movie, one of my all-time favorite slashers. The Ninth Gate. Mirrors. Predators. Harpoon. The Whale Watching Massacre. Tremors. The Prowler. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake. Friday the 13th Uncut. Puppet Masters, Axis Rising. When a Stranger Calls and Happy Birthday to Me, double feature. Gremlins 2, The New Batch. The Violent Kind. Otis. Aggression Scale. The Divide, absolutely love this movie. I Spit in Your Grave remake, fantastic remake. Prophecy. Excision. Cujo. Misery. The Craft, And I put this one in here for the horror genre because it's kind of like that 90s horror feel to it. Like Urban Legend, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream, all those kinds of ones in that vein. Plan 9 from Outer Space. It's got some horror elements, sci-fi in there. The Skull and The Man Who Could Cheat Death double feature. Kill List. Telltale. The Signal. The New Daughter. Friday the 13th Killer Cut. I really didn't care for this remake. A couple decent kills and some attractive women though. Evil Aliens. The Hellraiser 4-pack right here. Hellraiser Bloodline, Inferno, Hellseeker, and Hellworld. I really liked Hellworld. Mutants. Love the heck out of this movie. Playback. Very underrated in my opinion. Darkest Hour. The Darkness, also very underrated. Creepy movie right there. The Faculty. Halloween 2. The unrated director's cut. Theatrical cut was way better. And then I have some ones right here kind of like stacked up. First up is 30 Days of Night. I guess I'll go ahead and take these off of there so I can show you the other ones more easily. 30 Days of Night. Mr. Brooks, which I really enjoyed that one. The Grindhouse double feature. And Death Proof has really grown on me actually. I remember I didn't really love it at first, but it's definitely grown on me. And Planet Terror is just awesome. I love the heck out of that. Intruders. The Barons. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter 3D. John Carpenter's The Thing, which I actually have another version of this which I was able to get signed by John Carpenter, so I might do a trade for this one if anybody's interested. American Psycho. Hatchet, which I was able to get signed up by Adam Green. Really cool. And Frozen, I don't actually consider this horror. I just had this next to it, but I was able to get it signed by Adam Green and Joe Lynch right there. Both of these ones, Hatchet and Frozen, I was able to get signed because my friend Joe on here hooked me up. But I definitely don't consider Frozen a horror movie. I consider it a survival thriller. I guess I just had it up there, but I'm going to separate that now. Daybreakers. I do have the Blu-ray metal pack for this edition, but it's missing the commentary, so I kept this one for the director commentary. Quarantine. I know a lot of people hate on this movie, but I thought it was a decent remake, unnecessary remake again, but decent. I thought the acting was better, and there was a couple better shots in the movie, but Wreck had a way better, creepier ending. The Descent. And also I want to say that all the horror Blu-rays right here, they don't include my horror Criterions or my horror Blu-ray steelbooks and metal packs. I'll show those in another video coming up soon. Alright, let's get right back to the horror Blu-ray titles. The Hills Have Eyes, the unrated collection. This is the remake, and then 2. I don't consider The Hills Have Eyes 2 really a remake, just a recent reboot of it, if you will. But I know a lot of people hate The Hills Have Eyes 2. I absolutely love the heck out of it. Great creature effects, great thrills, great gore. It's just a lot of fun in my opinion. I know people just crap on it, but I love it. Basket Case. Poltergeist. 28 Weeks Later. 28 Days Later. Invasion of the Body Snatchers remake. Deep Blue Sea, a lot of fun. Trick or Treat. Great horror anthology. The Nesting. For an agoraphobic, she was able to move pretty easily, but Hell, which I love the heck out of this one as well. Great post-apocalyptic title. Father's Day, totally crazy and balls to the wall. The Bogans. The Bogans. It's actually the Bogans. I only say that because there's a part in the movie, a scene where the old guy actually says Bogans instead of Boogans. Love it. Great to see that being released. Abbott Costello Meet Frankenstein. The Ring with the cool lenticular cover. My Bloody Valentine 3D, the remake. And that's signed up by Tom Atkins right there. And Red State, signed up by Kevin Smith. Jeepers Creepers, all signed up. Love that movie. Sleepwalkers, all signed up as well. Halloween 5, signed up. Halloween, I was able to get signed by John Carpenter, as well as The Thing. There's a website that was doing an interview for John Carpenter, and they got him to sign a couple Blu-rays to kind of hype up the interview and kind of promote it. So that was pretty cool, and they did a giveaway for them. And AVP, Alien vs. Predator, signed up by Lance Henriksen. Friday the 13th, Part 3, 3D right there, signed by Richard Broker, who just passed away. May he rest in peace. 2012 Zombie Apocalypse with Ving Rhames and Taryn Manning. It was decent. It was pretty derivative. It was better than a lot of ones out there. Blood Rights, this was actually a screener copy somebody sent me. They contacted me on YouTube actually. 100 Feet. Dragula 2000. Venom. Halloween H2O. Halloween Resurrection. Halloween The Curse of Michael Myers. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I absolutely love this movie. You know, a lot of people say it shouldn't be in the Halloween movie, blah, blah, blah. You can think of it as like a standalone movie. If you think of it like that, excellent movie. You know, it doesn't have Michael Myers in it, but just love that movie. Great Halloween movie. Halloween-themed movie. Stakeland, great post-apocalyptic vampire movie. Dead Alive, one of the greatest, goriest movies out there. Mimic. Paranormal Activity 2. Case 39, very underrated movie. I think a lot of people sleep on that because of the cast. The Stepfather remake. Magic. Just mannequins and dummies and creepy little kids and stuff like that. All those things creep me out. The Monster Squad, one of my all-time favorite movies growing up as a kid, and I still love it. Orphan, love this movie as well, very underrated in my opinion. Dawn of the Dead remake. The Last Exorcism, which is probably my favorite exorcism movie since The Exorcist. Hollow Man. Horror Express. This has become one of my all-time favorite movies now. Love this movie. High Tension. The Midnight Meat Train. Splintered. Relic. The Others. Fantastic ghost story. Oh, super underrated in my opinion. Chillerama. Pretty cool, like horror anthology movie with some, you know, some camp appeal to it. And Frankenstein was my my favorite one of that one. Immortality. Devil Dog. Pandorum. Identity. Love that movie. Splinter. Way better than Splintered, which I showed right there. This one is a very cool, again, underrated movie in my opinion as well. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking out Splinter. Apollo 18, great sci-fi horror film. A lot of people didn't care for it. I loved it. Night of the Creeps, classic. Troll 2, classic camp right there. Sphere, good sci-fi horror. And I have a couple more over here. This is a double feature, Student Bodies and Jekyll and Hyde together. Again, kind of a horror comedy. Little Shop of Horrors, the original one. Now, it's been ages since I've actually seen this one, so I don't remember how much horror elements this one actually has in it. I know the remake, I think, in my opinion, had some good horror elements to it. The Uninvited. And then I've got Insidious right there, and then Final Destination. Still in the Blockbuster cases. I got to get replacement cases for those. And then here we go. Here's a bootleg of Fright Night 2 Blu-ray, and then the bootleg of The Video Dead. And then right after I got that, they announced it from Scream Factory over there. And I also want to say that I have a lot of more horror titles right here from the Blockbuster trips that I made. I just haven't had a chance to take them out of the Blockbuster cases and put them in Blu-ray replacement cases. And I have a few review titles over here as well I got to get to and put up reviews, and then once I review them, I will put them into my collection. Yeah, but definitely have a bunch of titles like that I have to add, so not by any means the full collection, but once I get everything out of the way, organized, reviewed, put in different cases, bring everything over here, you'll see the proper, organized Horror Blu-Ray Collection. So there you go. There are my Horror Blu-Rays in essentially the keep cases. Again, I have a few on Blu-ray Steelbook and Metal Pack as well. And again, if you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them. Leave me a comment or video response down below. And definitely let me know which Horror Blu-Rays I should pick up that I don't have in my collection as of yet. And as soon as I get all the rest of my movies moved over and everything organized, I'll do a complete Horror Blu-ray collection video where I show all of them, all organized. Because again, this is missing a bunch right now. I still have some from the old place I haven't moved over, and I still have to go through some in the closet as well. But you know, I just wanted to show this video to show you some of my Horror Blu-Rays. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope everybody's doing well. Take care.